because COA is larger than
I can do
SEIU.
math here.
Yeah, I got to do the math again. Yeah.
Okay. And they have the same level of representation at the PEBTF board, don't they?
Yes.
But ASME's got 4 times as many employees as PSCOA, but they've got 4 times the representation too, don't they?
Well, they have 4 times. They have more than 4 times as many members as SEIU too.
Okay.
I mean, if we're going to do the math the same, they have more than 4 times. They have 20,000 times the number of ALES employees.
Sure. One last thing. I guess there are some Commonwealth units where the contribution is not necessarily limited to PEBTF, correct? Where the Commonwealth's contribution is not limited to putting money into PEBTF.
I'm not sure I understand the question.
Well, you were asked about the HRA that Mr. Egan asked you about. But in one of the Commonwealth contracts, UFCW, you make a separate payment to another health and welfare plan, right? Actually, 3 others.
Well, yeah, the UFCW contract does provide for a separate benefit outside of the PEBTF. There are contributions made to those, I'll call them local health and welfare funds. So when you say 3, it depends on the region, and I don't have the information in front of me to go through the details. The benefits that are provided under those programs are benefits that are not provided under the PEBTF.
And it seems to me that that's, you know, at least looking at the contract, that's another $750 a year potentially for 2,500 employees of the Commonwealth.
I honestly don't have the numbers in front of me, so I don't know how many employees are eligible for those health and welfare funds and the rates, the distribution rates for those. Again, they don't provide for the benefits when the employee's in the PEBTF. We don't make contributions to those funds for the same benefits. So if the health and welfare fund offers a dental benefit and you're eligible for the PEBTF, we don't pay the health and welfare fund for a dental benefit. You'd have to get that through the PEBTF if you wanted that benefit.
But it's a defined contribution. You're going to make this amount every single month. Right?
Correct. That's what the contract requires.
So, would you agree with me that it appears at least one unit gets some kind of health benefits that are different from what people in PEBTF get?
Again, I don't.
Or everyone else in PEBTF, I should say.
Again, I don't have the contract in front of me to testify what those benefits are. As best as I can recall right now, the benefits that are provided there are not benefits that the employee is eligible for under the PEBTF.
Okay, yeah, but Commonwealth also provides the 440 for UFCW to PEBTF, right?
I believe that's the amount in their contract, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Tara, just 2 questions, or 2 areas. Currently, does the PEBTF provides benefits to employees represented by 10, 11, 12 unions, correct?
I believe it's 18, but yes.
Okay, 18 unions, thank you. Are those benefit levels the same for similarly situated union members?
Yes, everybody in the PEBTF receives the same level of benefits, those 18 unions and management and non-represented employees.
The only difference being some of the grandfathering dates that you talked about?
Correct. The employee contributions for pre and post that August 1st, 2003 hire date.
Todd asked you about, I can't find the slide, so I'm asking you, the issue about if the Commonwealth accepted the union's proposal on Get Healthy and got to the 85%, how much income would the fund lose? Do you recall that?
Yes, it would be $48 million.
And he asked you, did you factor in how much the fund might save through additional savings in Get Healthy?
Correct, and we didn't cost that out.
I just looked at, you estimate that the Get Healthy program saves about $13 million.
Correct.
And by my estimation, 2/3 or about 54,000 employees participate in Get Healthy.
Correct.
That's 54,000 into 13 million comes out to about $260 per person, on average.
Per participant. Okay.
And if we had another 4,400 of the H-1 folks participating in Get Healthy, 4,400 times that 260 average yields about between $700,000 and $800,000.
Okay.
Is that less than 48 million?
I can do that math and say yes.
It's less than 48
I
million,
have nothing further.
because your testimony, Fred, was wonderful today.
Any questions from the comments?
One clarifying area to question. The UFCW that you just talked about, does that apply to all bargaining unit members, the additional benefit?
No, it was a grandfathered group, I believe.
And will that benefit continue for new employees?
New employees don't get it, and whether or not it continues is subject to collective bargaining.
No further questions. Thank you.
And any recross from the association?
No recross.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thanks.
Okay, we'll go off the record just so you can get your next witnesses up. All right, we're going to go back on the record. Go! Commonwealth, calls next witnesses.
Yes, the Commonwealth is going to put on a presentation now regarding an issue and dispute regarding our overtime equalization. We have 3 witnesses who are going to testify. There's a slideshow that goes with it along with questions that I'll ask of the witnesses. We have Mr. Ty Stanton, who's the Chief of Labor Relations for the Department of Corrections, Michael Kopetz, who is a lieutenant with SCI Dallas, and Mr. Eric Tice, who's a Deputy Superintendent at SCI Forest.
Okay.
I'm Ty Stanton.
Ty Stanton.
That's
Eric Tice.
Okay, thank you very much.
Gentlemen, starting with Mr. Stanton, if you could just go through your background in the Department of Corrections for the panel.
My name is Ty Stanton. I'm the Chief of the Labor Relations Division for Department of Corrections. I've been with the DOC for almost 12 years. I've been in the Labor Relations Division for the past 7.5 years, and I've been the Chief of the division for the last 4 years.
My name is Mike Kupetz. I'm a lieutenant at SCI Dallas. I worked for the department for 22.5 years.
My name is Eric Tice. I started my career at SCI Graterford. Worked at SCI Housdale, worked my way up through the ranks. I've been in the system for about 18 years, and I currently hold a position of Deputy Superintendent at SCI Forest.
Okay, thank you, gentlemen. Mr. Stanton, we'll start with you. What exactly is our issue in dispute?
We propose to eliminate the language in the contract that addresses overtime equalization, specifically the attempt to equalize language. We propose to eliminate it. We also seek this to stop the payment of overtime for hours not worked by the members of this unit.
And why is this an issue?
It's become an issue around 2007. There was an arbitration at SCI Mahanoy. The result of that arbitration created what's been referred to as an 8-hour standard, meaning that the overtime has had to be equalized within 8 hours of the highest officer and the lowest officer, and if it's not inside that 8 hours, it's been considered not to be equalized. And that's been a very significant problem for the department. Getting it within 8 hours is virtually impossible.
And with regard to this contract language, how long approximately has it been in the contract? That being the overtime utilization language.
For as long as I can remember.
Okay. And are you aware of any arbitration award over the last 10 years or more with respect to defining an attempt to equalize within an 8-hour standard?
No, this was the first that I had ever heard of that.
And are you aware of the union in prior negotiations actually asking for the contract language as it exists today changed?
Yes, they made a proposal in 2005 to define attempt to equalize as within 8 hours. That was in the Teener Award. It was not added. And then they proposed that again in 2008 to make it within 8 hours, and again, it was not added.
Okay, just for the panel's reference, Exhibit 1 to this presentation is the Monterey Award Mr. Stan was referring to, along with the union's proposals for the last round of interest arbitration. Go to the next slide. Ty, give me an explanation, or the panel explain to them what's been the outcome of the Monterey Award.
This slide shows that since 2007, there's been approximately 2,300 grievances, overtime grievances filed statewide with the department by this unit. And the department has had to pay out approximately 109,000 hours. That's hours unworked. We've paid out straight time equivalent at a cost of approximately $3 million. And there's an exhibit in the binder that shows the spreadsheets that we use to calculate these numbers.
And why is this such a problem with the department?
But it's a huge problem because we cannot continue to pay employees for hours that they did not work. You know, as a result of this award, the grievances have, the arbitration award created a situation where we've had to settle grievances that we otherwise would have taken to arbitration. It's unattainable as a standard.
So what's been the union's position since this award?
Every grievance that has been filed virtually has a copy of this Mahanoy award attached to it as the standard, as precedent, and so that's what's happened.
Let me interrupt you 1 second, Brian, just so you're all aware, I'm sure the lieutenant's aware. Currently, there's an arbitration pending before me in Dallas on this very issue. Briefs aren't even filed yet, I don't believe.
No.
So the award would almost probably coincide with the award of this panel. So the parties may just want to at least think about what, decide what they want to do with that grievance, or if they want the panel to take that under consideration as well. I'm very much thinking out loud here. Pardon me for doing that, but
You're saying we're giving you 2 chances to fix it.
I think, obviously you heard the testimony and the parties' arguments with regards to that grievance.
Right.
And the interpretation of the contract language. The reason we're putting this proposal on in this presentation is because we want a true change in the contract language.
Understood, Ryan. My thinking, and maybe I shouldn't be thinking it out loud on the transcript, but my thinking is, conceivably you could have an award that sustains the grievance, and then a panel decision changes things.
Sure.
Which
so
is why
we may want
this
to,
proposal.
but we may want to resolve the grievance as part of the process here.
Okay.
Just a thought, and you both sides can think about that.
And if I may, the Commonwealth is only seeking a prospective change.
Understood.
And that grievance would not fall under the prospective change.
Okay.
Was that grievance, did you all represent the union at that time?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Todd's the
The
attorney.
current grievance.
The current grievance,
Okay,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
you
like
all
I
know
said,
the issue very well.
briefs haven't been filed on it yet. So.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry, Jim. Didn't mean to interrupt the presentation.
So let me refresh my own memory here, Mr. Stanton. What exactly is the reason why the department is now paying out the tremendous amount of hours not worked with regard to the grievances over overtime utilization?
Well, the Mahanoy Award has created a situation where we've had to make very hard decisions about some of these grievances and whether or not we take them to arbitration or we settle them. So we had to make hard choices to settle some grievances, like I said, that we would otherwise have taken to arbitration. We've been able to settle them for considerably less than what the 8-hour standard would be had it been applied to those grievances, but we still had to pay out a significant amount of hours and money for hours not worked.
What has the payout been?
It's been, like I said earlier, 110,000 hours, or approximately $3 million. This slide shows the breakout by year. The top line is 2007 filed, paid, and the dollar amounts. The Mahanoy Award actually was filed in 2004, so we broke that out into a separate line at the bottom. But if you look at it, it was more than all of 2007 combined. After the award, which came out, I believe it was in late 2007, the numbers have all gone up significantly since then.
And what can you attribute to a 1,000% increase from the total hours paid out in 2007 to those paid out in 2008?
The only thing that changed was that arbitration award came into play.
Okay. But that contract language has not changed in the last two rounds of interest